Let's go to the settings screen now. Notice that it's locked. We'll go to the System Settings screen and unlock it. Now that it is unlocked, the tab has turned to green. Take a look at the screen. There are some fields with white text and others with green text. The fields with green text are input fields. The white are drop-down selection fields. Whenever you input data into an input field, you will need to press the Send button on your keyboard. I'll change the beer name and show you what I mean. You can see two buttons at the top right of the screen. Temperature unit and power. Use these to switch between centigrade and Fahrenheit units, and to switch the power on and off. You can set the fermenter's function with this drop-down menu. There are 4 options. Fermenter and keezer measure temperature to 2 decimal places of accuracy, and take a reading once every minute. Water heater and clean in place measure temperature to 1 decimal place, and take a reading every 5 seconds. Whilst using this function, please note that all temperatures will be taken at the same resolution. Floor and ceiling temperature settings allow you to set a band, within which you can let the yeast do its own thing. For example, with a floor of 18 degrees centigrade, and a ceiling of 20 degrees, heating will only start once the temperature drops below the floor, and cooling will kick in only once the temperature exceeds the ceiling. The hysteresis setting allows you to fine-tune your fermentation fridge. The controller adds the value to the ceiling setting and subtracts it from the floor, effectively setting a dead zone, within which neither heat or cold will be applied. The compressor delay function allows you to specify the number of minutes delay the controller applies before changing your compressor state. For example, say that you have set the delay to 5 minutes. If the controller switches the cooling on, it will wait a minimum of 5 minutes before switching it off. Similarly, if the controller switches the cooling off, it will wait a minimum of 5 minutes before switching it on again. The temperature control drop-down allows you to specify which temperature sensor is to be used to control the beer's temperature. Similarly, the specific gravity control drop-down allows you to specify whether to take reading from your hydrometer, or to let MyBrewBot estimate it. Please note, you'll need to have an ambient probe in order to use the estimate function. The alarm tolerance percentage field lets you set the trigger points at which an alarm notification will be sent to your phone, if the beer's temperature drops below or rises above your set points. If you want alarm notifications sent to your phone, then switch the fermenter's alarm button to on. The auxiliary button switch your auxiliary smart plugs on or off. You can use these to switch the lights on in your brewing space, turn a heater on, or anything you like. If you are using MyBrewBot to estimate specific gravity, then you can start a new ferment and zero the estimation data by pressing the Clear Specific Gravity button. When there is estimation data in the controller, the Clear Specific Gravity button will be colored red. The calibration button for the estimating specific gravity function is covered in the Estimate Specific Gravity video. If you use brewing software, like Brewer's Friend, Brewfather, or Monitor Beer, then you can get the controller to send data to your service. Select the service you are subscribed to from the drop-down, enter the authentication code provided by your service, and switch the Send Data button on. The controller will send data every 15 minutes. There are 4 charts available for use. You can see the settings for each chart by touching the chart number in the tab bar. Each chart can be given a title and subtitle. You can choose what data you want to see on each chart. Most of the data is self-explanatory. However, because the controller's user interface only has a single axis, we have given you 3 ways to view specific gravity. Specific gravity can be viewed as a trend. In this case, the specific gravity is mapped across to the temperature. It can also be viewed as a plot with just the decimal part of the specific gravity marked on the chart. These 2 methods allow for the specific gravity to be plotted alongside temperature without massively distorting the chart. The final way is to view the actual, expressed as a whole number. For example, 1.065 is shown as 1065. Whichever method you choose to plot the data, the chart header will always contain the actual value for specific gravity. The drop-downs to the right allow you to select the source of the data. This allows you to show, for example, the beer and ambient temperatures of 2 beers in 2 different fermenters on the same chart. It also allows you to have a single specific gravity chart showing actuals without distorting temperature plots.